I'm Scott Dvorkin from EDM Residence, and I'm here with
Omnom.
Omnom. It is a pleasure to have you here in Miami at Hocus Pocus.
I'm in the land of the late night ravers. The fact that this festival goes till 6 a.m. Like, isn't that kind of sick?
It's pretty crazy if you ask me.
Guys, for anyone watching, it's already like 1:30 in the morning, and like outside, everyone's just lining up now. It's wild, just people flocking in.
This is Miami.
Dude, Miami's nuts.
Not like Brisbane.
It's not like Brisbane, mate. We'd be wrapping it up at this hour most nights. Brisbane is known for some afters. Back when I was a young frother, afters weren't really as popular as they are now.
Really?
I mean, we still love them, but we don't call them afters. We actually call them kick-ons.
Kick-ons.
And I think that's a much better name for it. I'm biased, obviously, but if anybody out there wants to adopt the term kick-ons,
I think I'll do that.
yeah, you know, we're kicking on. You don't say, oh, we're going to the afters. Say, nah, we're kicking on, mate.
We're kicking on to the next journey.
Yeah, that's right. It's the next party.
So I have to ask, what happened here? Who hurt you?
Yeah, like 7 weeks ago, I was whitewater rafting in Zimbabwe. I was there with my wife and my in-laws, and all 9 of us are on this raft. Basically, we went down a very steep rapid, and I was at the back. This is all on video, by the way. I'm going to post it at some point. It's pretty funny.
Need to post that.
I was at the back. I got absolutely flung up into the air. Managed to like flip over myself, dislocate my shoulder, fractured it in the process. So a bit of it chipped off when it went flinging around this way, so to speak.
Oh my
And I
God.
remember I was like sitting in the boat, and I could just feel my hand in like the completely wrong spot, and I was like, nah, this is fucked. Something's wrong here.
Dang.
And then yeah, they pulled me out of the boat, and I was like looking down at my arm, and it's just dangling there.
You will not forget that trip, my friend.
And no, the worst part though, so incredibly painful, probably like the worst pain I've experienced in my life.
Seriously.
But the worst part was that like, so when I hurt myself, I'm quite a foul-mouthed person. I just started swearing. I was like swearing my head off. My in-laws saw a very different side of me during that moment. If they're listening, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to drop the C-bomb so many times.
So,
Yeah.
Odd Mob, how did you come up with that?
Back in the day, I used to be in a duo. My friend Robbie and I were like both house party DJs, playing like a lot of like underage raves and stuff like that. This is like around the time of Project X. Some of the events going on at that time were just like massive, like thousands of kids in the back of like some guy's backyard.
Really?
Guys like charging them all entry, and they're all like underage drinking and getting up to mischief. We were doing a bit of that, and the 2 of us wanted to start playing in clubs. And there was a local club doing a competition to win a residency. We went to enter, and he's like, nah, there's only 1 spot left, so you'll have to either like just pick one of you or enter as a duo. We just ended up entering as a duo, and he's like, all right, well, I need a name for your duo. I'm making the poster like right now. So we kind of just used like a random name generator. I think one of the first things we got was Odd Squad. And then we looked that up, and then there was something wrong with that, so we changed it to Odd Mob, and then that just stuck around. I do want to change it one day. That would be sick, but I think for the time being, like at least people can spell it, even though it makes no sense for just like one dude.
I'm assuming some people accidentally put another B on top of Mob.
Oh, all the time. I think actually one of the set times for this event has an extra B on the end there as well. It used to kind of irk me a little bit, but now I've kind of learned to embrace the extra B. If there's an extra B that pops up, you know, that means that something crazy is about to happen that night. So I'm expecting big double B energy tonight.
Yeah. And you've been producing since 2013. Like, a lot of people think you're new. What has the journey been like?
I've been very lucky in that basically all I've ever done for work through COVID has really been just music. In high school, like my first job was a mobile DJ, which I just fell into because I emceed at like a local talent comp that my mum was running.
Yeah.
And one of the judges like ran a mobile DJ company, and he was like, hey, if you can get on the mic, you can DJ at weddings. All you need to know how to do is like introduce the bride or whatever. So I did that for a short period, and then I was doing house parties. And then right as I was graduating uni, I studied engineering at uni.
Oh, you went to college?
Yeah, in a very like relaxed sense. Like I graduated and all that.
Okay, that's all you need.
Unfortunately, I'm one of those people who was blessed with a lot of natural intelligence that I kind of squandered. So I got a scholarship to uni, did not enjoy it at all, just did everything out of spite. Anyway, right as I graduated, like one of the first songs that we had made went viral in Australia, a song called Is It a Banger? And that ended up getting in the Triple J Hottest 100, which is like our big countdown. And off the back of that, we were touring DJs.
Yeah.
Like way back then. So we would just like fly around Australia and playing like pubs and shit like that. I've played a lot of different shows in my time. Fast forward to now, I guess my production skills have gotten to the point where like I can gain more recognition off of that. Yeah, it seems to be going well.
I think you're like the king of remixes. Every time you drop a remix, It's insane. It's clean. It's awesome. It might be even better than the original.
Oh, thank you. I mean, sometimes they work out, sometimes not so much, but I love doing remixes mainly because whenever I get a remix, there's a deadline.
Yeah.
I'm the type of person that needs deadlines, so originals tend to take me a lot longer because I just keep stretching my deadlines out, but remixes, they're like, you got to finish it by this date, like in 2 weeks. Just rushing stuff out usually works. Yeah. I mean, not all of my remixes are that good, but some of them have turned out okay, I guess.
Like the palm of my hands. When are we getting that?
Yeah. That's coming out next week, I think.
Whoa, really?
Yeah, next Friday.
Wow, that's going to be insane.
I don't know why that one's... I guess because John Summit is so famous that, like, anything that's got his name associated with it just naturally, like, starts trending. Shout out to John Summit.
I think you got to give yourself some credit.
Thanks. I mean, I think the remix is okay.
Okay, I think it's a banger, certified.
Okay, maybe the TikTok clip it sounds really good to people. Wait till you hear the full thing. It might not be that good.
I can't wait to hear it tonight.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we'll definitely have to give it a run.
Yeah, and like Dolla, that relationship, I feel like you guys are like brothers almost. Like, he's really brought you up. Like, when you played Left to Right at Red Rocks, that must have been like a launch in your career.
Yeah, it definitely helped, and I was in Denver last night actually, and people still remember that exact moment when they turned the lasers on that song. Bit of divine intervention, you know, maybe if the lasers came on a bit earlier or later, the crowd reaction might not have been the same, but yeah, he's supported a lot of my stuff. On a personal level, we've not really hung out much or anything at all, like we just have a respect for one another. Any support he gives to me is based off him simply liking my stuff and like vice versa. I'm very fortunate that the stuff I've been making has kind of been working well with the way that he kind of wants to take his sets.
Yeah.
I guess like sonically, a lot of artists now who started out in tech house are finding that as you get onto those bigger stages, it doesn't translate as well. Like that kind of more techno influence seems to be going really well for guys who are trying to play bigger stages and like have things kind of have that appeal. Yeah, moving in that like heavier direction has certainly helped me get into a lot of like bigger artists playlists, I think.
Speaking of that, like you just played like dubstep at Escape. Is that like going to be a new thing in your sets now?
I mean, sometimes I'm the type of person who gets very uninterested by certain types of music in different waves. Some dubstep I've been hearing lately has been really good, like this kind of more like UK grimy influence, like that deep dubstep or whatever it's called.
Yeah, rhythm.
Yeah, maybe a bit more dubstep here and there. People seem to like it. I'm kind of like more from the realm of people who like keep a steady vibe and just build and build and build, but now I've kind of found that having those kind of almost jarring really gets some people excited, so yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. Your relationship with Omnom, how did that come to be?
Basically, like one of the first times I came to LA, I went on Twitter and I was like, hey, does anybody want to work on music? A lot of people did that very like LA thing of like, yeah, dude, let's hang out. And then there's just nothing to follow it up. I respect you as a person, let's do something. But then nobody makes any plans.
Right.
But Omnom was like literally the only person who was like, actually, no, Luca Lush did as well. I did have one studio session with Luca Lush, but Omnom was like one of the only people that said, hey, I'd love to work together. Here's my address. Here's a time. Come and meet me. So I went to his house. We just cooked in his little like barn studio that he had at the time, which he was sharing with Wyatt Marshall, if you've ever heard of him. And yeah, we just kind of became friends, and I really liked his like sprinkling of cynicism that he had towards like certain parts of the industry that I also didn't like. It was like nice to meet with someone who I thought was very real. He was just really funny. We just stayed friends. COVID came around and we still like kept in touch. When I came back, I stayed at his house and we just cooked for ages. We just cooked tunes for like 4 weeks.
I'm assuming there's a bunch of unreleased stuff that we haven't heard yet.
Yeah, maybe. Look, the Hyperbeam stuff has been like very fun. I'm hoping to do some more of it. Kind of just like depends on the timing because it gets very complicated with both of our touring schedules trying to figure stuff out.
Yeah.
Especially like now because we've both had like a bit more success individually. But yeah, we do have some more music. I'm seeing him next week actually, so maybe we'll like talk about what we want to do with it, maybe make some plans for next year. But yeah.
I mean, I'd love to see a return of Hyperbeam, but like, why did it stop in the first place?
Just because like after that first tour, we just didn't really see each other that much. The problem is that we both have very similar names.
Yeah.
And it kind of got to the point because we were doing so much together is that like people were getting us mistaken.
Really?
Kind of just like sat down and were like, we should probably pump the brakes on this a little bit and let each other like thrive individually. Once people can separate us a bit more time to like grow as individual artists, and then hopefully next year we'll do more Hyperbeam stuff.
That would be sick to see again.
Yeah.
I mean, that set at EDC was awesome.
Oh yeah, that was honestly one of the most fun sets I've ever played. It was a vibe. Anyone who was there knows that it was just like a really cool moment, I think.
This is a pretty big question. Like, this pretty much put you in the realm of tech house where everybody knows your name, losing control. Can you tell me a little bit more about how that happened? How you created
Yeah. A while back, Omnom and we were on Discord and we're like, hey, let's do a little producer challenge, like one of those timed things. Make some ideas for 30 minutes, come back and see what we've got, do them in the same key, use some of the layers together. I came with the like bum, with the boom, dum, boom, dum, 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 dum. And then he came back with all these like all these alien sounds. And then he also, with this singer Skylar, who is on By Myself, he had like little one-liners that he had done with her. And he had like the track basically fleshed out. I'm like, sick, we just need a one-liner for this pre-drop. He like drags the I think I'm losing control thing in. It like fits perfectly. And we're like, sick, done.
Yeah, and it was kind of crazy. Like the song was so big that like all the girls in like the sororities at colleges were like using it for their Rush videos.
Yeah, like is that what that is? A Rush video?
They call it Rush Top.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
Yeah, like at my school, Syracuse, where I went, I think it was like Alpha Phi or something. They dressed as John Summit, Dom, Dolla, and Fisher to Losing Control.
Oh shit, pretty nuts to me. Like the track itself is not really that good, but I think just the timing of it was right. And it's one of those songs with like just a moment in it that, you know, if you're out, you'll kind of just remember the big stabs. So we just got really lucky.
Yeah.
Obviously the John Summit effect, once again, very nice. I'll let you guys in a little secret, right? So the reason John Summit even played that is because Omnom is a cheeky fuck and he set notifications on for John Summit's tweets. When John Summit tweeted that he wanted IDs for Red Rocks, he sent it to him like straight away.
No way.
Yeah, and that's why when he played it for the first time.
At Red Rocks.
Yeah.
Again. like left to right.
I think I owe Red Rocks a lot of money.
I think you should get a headline soon.
No. I need some like big singles before I can do something like that, but that would be awesome one day if I get to that point.
I mean, just like get busy. How did that come to be?
Yeah, just a bootleg for ages, and then my manager, he's just a bloody scrapper. He just never stopped messaging people. Ended up with some luck through a sub-label of the original rights holders to like get it cleared, and then they got it into Sean Paul's hands, and he was like, yeah, this is sick. It all just worked out in the end. Glad the original thing is out because people fucking love it for some reason.
Didn't his son love it?
Oh yeah, his son loved it too. Yeah, I think the son got it over the line actually because the son's a bit of a frother. I'm glad it came out because I think it's like my most streaming record ever, like on a day-to-day basis, and it just keeps going. Yeah, call that the Sean Paul effect.
I call it the odd mob effect. So like, what do you think your goals are for 2025?
Probably just like try to do some more single stuff, experiment a bit more, just try to find like some good balance in my life, like heal my shoulder, stay in shape, do all the rehab and stuff. But yeah, really I want to just like do some more singles, stuff that people can resonate with, whether it's like some more chill stuff that I've been working on or some heavier stuff. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like if I set it too far ahead in stone what I want to do, it's not really going to be overly authentic in whatever I end up doing. But anyway, I just want to keep experimenting and hopefully people like it, see where it goes.
I actually heard that like you don't drink a lot during your sets. Why is that?
Well, for people who don't know, I'm 31 now, so when you get to a certain age, the bebs really start stacking up on the old mid-rift. I kind of just realized that I think I would get a little bit further if I was in better shape. It seems like all the most successful DJs are in really good shape. I'm just trying to be a bit healthier. Ever since I started playing without drinking much, I've been getting a lot less anxious. Used to think that drinking was helping me with my anxiety, but it was actually making it much worse and I just didn't realize. You don't, like once you get used to it, also the fact that I'm playing like better shows makes it a lot easier to be sober.
Of course.
Because when you're walking out and there's like fuck all people there, then you're like, oh shit, I need like a few bevs because
gives you the confidence you need.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong, I still enjoy bev here and there, but yeah, mainly just health and trying to stay in shape. All us DJs really do is fly around, sit on our ass and sleep. So alcohol doesn't help a whole lot with that.
But you living in Australia still, like, how's that touring schedule? It's got to be rough.
I'm pretty used to doing the big long haul flight over to America now. We just go for like a week, 2 weeks or something, smash it out, then just go home and rest up. I have had to say no to some things, but I think it's more important to me to live where I want to live and be close to my friends and family and keep my real life together rather than doing what's necessarily the best to be the world's biggest DJ. I don't really give a fuck about being the world's biggest DJ. Just happy to make a living off of it. So
you're living the dream.
Yeah, I'm living the dream. That's right. Sometimes I think back to like when I first started and like how happy I've always been, just like barely just making ends meet. I don't really need any luxury items or anything like that. I don't know. I'm making it work. I love living in Australia. Australia's the best.
You went from like a talent show when you were super young to like selling the Palladium in LA.
It's pretty nuts when you think about it like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like a huge transition. Like, it took you a long time to get here. You're very humble. The fact that you're able to like be here and be the same person as you were in the past.
Most people I've met are usually like pretty down to earth. Like most DJs that I've met, I don't really see the point in becoming like a big deal if your expectations for life just grow and grow and grow, so you'll just never be satisfied. If there are any DJs and producers out there who are like doing what they're doing, if you're enjoying what you're doing now, enjoying just creating and spending time with the people that you love, that's like the biggest win that you can get in life. I'm not really like a bougie person, so yeah.
And I'm assuming your wife like really supports what you've done over your career.
Oh yeah, no, all the work that I put in, she also puts in just as much, if not more.
Really?
When I leave, like somebody's got to look after everything. Like
Your dog.
Yeah, look after the dog, look after the house, fucking keep everything in order. She's got her own job on top of all of that. Nobody really prepares you for what it's like to go from playing shows around your own country here and there to like you're gone from home for weeks and weeks at a time and you just say bye to everyone. Like, so she's adapted really well and I'm really proud of her and super thankful for like everything that she's been doing behind the scenes. By the way, I'm not wearing my wedding ring at the moment because it keeps fucking flying off.
He's taken.
I am taken, thankfully, God. I'm not a dating person anyways. I love being married. I love my wife.
You know, being back home, like, do you love DJing back home more than you do in the US?
Lately I've been loving the US more because Australia, the meta is, it's very like techno and UKG, which I love, but there's just a really amazing energy that is coming out of US dance floors at the moment. Yeah, it just feels really cool and like people are really appreciative over here. The number of people that will like message me and say like, hey, thank you. Don't quite get that as much in Australia, but maybe that's because it's also smaller. So anyway.
You know, we're almost time for the set, so, you know.
It was a pleasure.
We're signing off.
Thank you.